You know, like the behind the scenes of what's really done. World War II jacket. Haven't even begun and it's about to be awesome. It's like setting up for a live on the Whatnot app.
All right.
Oh, take one. Lipstick, chapstick, check, pop one. All right.
I'll move my phone out of the way.
We literally got to move the phone out the way.
Bam.
Get it on silent. I don't even have my phone.
Yeah, so shut that crap off.
This whole thing behind us, it's filled with thousands and thousands of things, but rise and grind. Hello, everybody. Aliens, he, she's, it's, whatever you are. We are here today, Nashville, Tennessee, with
Chuck.
With Nashville's #1 vintage salesman ever. I'm speechless. This place is a gold mine. It's like walking into like the world's coolest candy shop. We got the we just did our setup. I have my Coyote that I might be walking home with today, but we'll have to find out. Bargaining season. But we're here right now with Chuck. Met Chuck in Atlanta. I was accidentally driving through Nashville. What do you know? This guy's just dropping off some stuff at some pretty cool spots. But he was like, hey, bro, I met you out in Atlanta, and here we are over here in Nashville, and bada bing, bada boom, we're doing Once Upon a Time. So today's episode is Once Upon a Time with a man named Chuck. Where can they find you at, bro?
Okay. You can only find me on one place, and that is Instagram.
At?
Nashville Vintage Wholesale.
Nashville Vintage Wholesale. With the
go.
WHOLE, wholesale.
Right.
This place is absolutely awesome. So, like I keep telling every single person that's watching this, you're one of one. There's nobody like you ever was, ever will be. No. And kind of what I've been saying, Chuck, is this: is everybody is an artist in one way or another. Whatever it is that we kind of like choose to do, that's our art, you know. And God has gifted us all these different passions and all these different little talents. But everybody's so different. So today, all we're going to be chatting about is like who you are, man. Why do you do what you do? Why do you love this? You know, we were even chatting earlier, right? Today's modern age, they want to be out loud and, yo, bro, this is what I got. This is what I got. And I got a whole stack of it. It's not what it's about. He's an artist, and he just likes to create, and he likes to collect, and he likes to do his thing. And so to get him on camera, to get the Shadow Man on camera, this is pretty good, man. So
guys, it's not that I'm more of a one-man wolf pack, as they say, right? I kind of run stuff on my own. I've got partners in crime, right? Guys that I roll with, guys that I like, you know, guys that play with the same rules that I do, okay. Right? I'm one of those old school cats. I'm not a young cat. I'm old. I say old. I'm 51. I'll be 52 in October.
You're looking like 35.
I try to stay great. Young, but no, I was in the tech industry for a long time, in doing high-tech sales and software sales and hardware. And my wife and I found out we were pregnant at 48, and I've got a 4.5-year-old little girl, so I kind of semi-retired and brought kind of like all my passions and everything kind of together, which was picking and selling vintage and antiques and stuff like that. So
you've always been a salesman.
Yeah, always been a salesman and always sold, but never at a mass scale, right?
Okay.
Where, you know, I did little pop-ups, I did flea markets, I did some big shows like Springfield, Ohio, did out in Canton, Texas. You know, I did some big shows.
Canton's a big one.
Yeah, big one. But never had a warehouse where I could put it all together in one place. Always had my barn out at the farm, shop over
doing what you
here.
could with what you got.
Just moving it around, right? Storage unit here, and for all of you that are out there that are renting storage units, it'll kill you. You know, it's just but it's part of the rent, it's part of the expense. So if you make the money, it really doesn't matter. But the idea that I have behind selling is, you know, buy on the low, right? Like everybody else, and sell on the high. But you make your money when you buy it,
right?
Not when you sell it, right? So
you have this collection of, we're sitting in this place right here, and it has so much. If you go to my spot, it's going to have one type of thing. Yep. That's what I like.
Yep.
This is he is an artist in the fact that he is collecting everything, and he likes all sorts of, like, I would say you like selling not majorly to every major products, 1,000 of this, 1,000 of that, but you like collecting these art pieces so you can go talk to these certain people to be able to sell the right thing. We just got done with the whatnot.
Yeah.
And he's just scrolling through these people, just like being very personal with them, and even asking, "Hey, what do you like? What do you want me to say?" Like, he's got it all. So why do you do that?
I do it because, like, so where I get my stuff, and I'll share a little bit of the secret. I told him I'm kind of private about the inner workings of the business, right? Because you don't want to give all you secret givers.
Like
I always say,
has their
you're
own
giving all the way
stroke
secrets,
that
but
they
anyway,
like to do.
Yeah, but anyway, the secrets are out there. You just gotta find them. But one of the things that I do is I do estate cleanouts, right? And so I get massive quantities and quality of good stuff constantly.
So you're
right?
getting to
quality
touch and
get ahead. I either get a hold of it before anyone else gets to look at it, or I get what's left after everyone else has looked at it, right? And some stuff, you guys have all been to, estate sales. Some of that stuff's so high priced, you're never going to pay that for it in the first place when you go to the sale.
Right.
And I end up getting it at the end. So a lot of the stuff that I get, I curate for certain shops, for certain people, for certain places. So
have you seen? So when you first started, I would say this: like when you first started doing all this, how has it changed from the very start to what it is now? You said you went from, I guess, the business world of just like numbers and this and that and wholesales of working for somebody else, the big man. But
work
now
for yourself. Yeah.
But now, how did you want to jump out into the unknown to be able to be this type of an artist? How has the struggle helped you grow, and how has it been kind of tough?
Well, I mean, sure, it's tough because you know it. You never know when the next one's coming in, right? You're like, I hope this is going to be a good show.
The grind is real.
It's a grind. It's real. But if you save your money, kids. And I'm not talking the little 16% they tell you in the corporate world. I'm talking save half of it. Save half of everything you make. You start doing that, you'll have something, right? Quit balling all the time, right? That's all I say. Be yourself, do you, but hey, save your money. Save your money. That's where you're going to accumulate some wealth, right?
I always say,
for me, that's what changed, right?
Yeah, and I always say even
value in money a little
and
more.
And there's always, everyone's like, once I can have this, then I'll be good. And once I can have this, then I'll be good. There's always something you can go get. It doesn't. It will always keep coming. So if you can learn to save that.
Yeah, and sure. And so in the business we're in, right, we're recycling everything. Right, so that's the best part about it. Like there's nothing's going to waste. Like you guys have been in here, you're seeing stuff like old World War II jumpsuits and stuff. Like most people toss this away because it's got a hole in the crotch.
When you see somebody throw something away, does it make you sick?
Depends on what it is.
He was going through this stuff. He's like, oh my gosh, this right here. There's this one spot right here, and it'll be perfect, and the right person's gonna love this. And oh, this is a work of art. And then he sat it down very gently, and I was just like, This is
but that's for those of you that touch the rags. You know what it's like to feel a good chiffon or a good cotton or something heavy weave, that's woven, or a good wool, or the smell of something that's been sitting for a while, and you're just like, can I get this back to original? Like find an old Pendleton, sweater.
So you like the challenge of it?
I just like to find, it's, like for everyone, all of us, it's the search. It's the hunt to find the grails and the cool stuff, but it's also to put them in the right people's hands. So as you build your Rolodex of customers and people that you sell to, you'll know your friends and your peeps, you'll know their style and what they're looking for. So at any time, in any place that I am, anywhere, I have 20, 30, 40 people on my mind thinking about, oh man, it doesn't hit me at first, but then I go, oh,
and those are
I know who wants this, And I might just pop a picture, You build over the years, right? You build over times with us. Like, I know what you like now. I know some of the, scarves and things you're kind of jamming for. So, like, next time we see each other, I'll pick up stacks.
And another cool thing, too, is he hadn't been selfish with anything. And he's actually been like, hey, man, you should go to this shop, and you should go to here, and you should go to here because you would like this stuff. And we were talking about some, like, just relationships. How you can grow is through relationships.
Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of people nowadays, they're like, well, I got the contact, but I'm the man.
Yeah.
And I can't give that out. And so just even building relationships, being able to do that, that's one of the biggest things with all of this. So the Whatnot, you're telling me your Whatnot.
Yeah, so Whatnot, if you guys haven't hit Whatnot,
so
Whatnot's it's a live selling platform. If you get on it, hit me up. I'm Nashville Vintage on Whatnot, Nashville Vintage Wholesale on Instagram. But I do live selling right out of the warehouse. So sell whatever. We might sell 50 T-shirts. We might run through wholesale bundles. We do it all. But check it out. You can sell anything on Whatnot. if you haven't signed up for it, sign up at least as a buyer. But we're gonna try to get this cat on there so he can see live selling wherever he's at, all over the country. So if you don't get to make it to the show that he's at, you can still buy a hat.
You can still get one on
You
the
can get one
Whatnot. We're
custom.
gonna go live. Coming to you live, DJ LA. Coming to you live.
I love it. So I love the technology. That's what's changed, is how technology's brought all these buyers and sellers together. All these
How long
people
have
that
you
meet.
been? How long have you been selling?
I've been selling in Nashville for over 20 years. Okay,
20
so over
years,
20
so
years in Nashville.
Tons of stuff has changed.
Yes, tons of stuff's changed. From the retail spots, there's pop-up places all over. There's people just popping up in parking lots selling vintage, right?
Has it gotten harder to sell or easier to sell?
Easier to sell because there's more people buying, right? Because more people are into it, right? Now, is there more competition? But competition's what we want, right? We don't want anyone to monopolize anything. We want everyone to have a free game. So your style's your style. Like, there's people that look at me and see me and are like, what the hell is that cat wearing? And I'm looking back at them going,
Getting kind of hot in here.
I feel this, I feel you, you know? But that's a cool thing. Things have changed now. You can be and do what you want. And I guess I kind of like that for everybody, right? It's just cool.
So as this being your art, why would you say out of everything in the world, this is what you want to do?
For me,
How is this room right here, Chuck?
well, this is Chuck because it allows me to, I guess at this time, do the other things that I want to do, which is, once you get a little older in life and you've been there, done that, gone there, bought that, drove that, had that, you realize what's really important to you. And to me, like, I got a beautiful wife and a 4.5-year-old child who's going to school. And so for me to get to take her to school in the morning, you know, come here, work for a couple hours, have my whole day done, pick her up from school, hang out, spend time with my wife, chase other passions, and this be a moneymaker for me and not evaporate my time. Right? My relationships have built me the opportunity to make big sales with small amount of energy, right? Based on relationships. So once you get to that point, you'll enjoy everything else in life so much more. And for me, it's the ability for this place to be like a sanctuary to get away from the rest of everything, but the ability to make money and allow me to do all the other things that I want to do.
Every single thing, everything you like to do, you have put it into one area to be able to.
Yeah. If I want to travel, I went off last week to my mom's, went out to Oklahoma for 5 days. Didn't affect my business or my income or anything like that. It wasn't like we were on vacation. We were just out working. You know, we were vacationing.
Does your wife like to help out with the clothes?
My wife is like, she is one hell of a picker. She is a better spotter and iyer than I am. She's got the content.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Kimberly is Nash Vegas
Keep
vintage.
teaching this man.
Yeah, she at first she didn't see vintage the way I did or see it. She threw out many really expensive older items early in our relationship that I wanted to kill her for, but we amended. She made amends, and we dug to get them out of the trash. But yeah, now she's just a baller on it, man. She sells a lot of vintage baby clothes. That's what kind of her stuff. So like vintage baby dresses, and she likes old women's clothes as well. And I say old women's, I say 30s and 40s and 50s dresses and stuff. She sells a lot of that stuff, and she's got a lot of international buyers that just buy from her off of her. Her Facebook or Instagram. They're just friends, online friends that just develop relationships
Just
over the years.
relationships while traveling around saying
Yeah.
hello.
So when she goes, when we're together, if she's out someplace, she'll say, hey, check and see if they've got any of this while you're in there. And I'll look. If they do, I'll grab them. And I'll give them to her. And she'll do her little tick, tick, tick. She'll have a message with somebody and, boom, she's shipping them out. So she kind of knows what 8 or 10 people that she sells to like, and she just keeps them supplied. They're online retailers. Yeah.
Online.
So it's always like keeping your mind open, looking at the style of everybody that you know, finding something that you can give to them, that you can hook them up with, right? It's not always about the money. A lot of times, everyone's got to win. You know what I mean? You can't always be the only winner. It's relationships. It's got to be mutually beneficial for relationships to continue, right? That's the most important part. There's going to be times when you win bigger than I want you to, and times when I win bigger than you want to. But if we respect each other and we work together to accomplish the same goal, which is both to have prosperity, then we don't screw each other.
Right. Everybody has a little bit of food on their plate.
Yes.
And especially if you're in this business, you got plenty of clothes on your shoulders.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, and every one of you that are out there should do, is you should drag somebody along with you, right? That's kind of the key to life, right?
Yeah.
when you come up, you bring up, right? You got to bring somebody with you every single time.
Teach.
Yeah, you got to teach. Like, I'm sure guys that I hang with that are 10, 15, 20 years younger than me, they get tired of hearing me saying this and that. But man, I learned so much from them the other way too, right? Because, I'm not on the social media. I'm not on all that all the time. So I might not get something right away. And they're like, hey, you're missing this. I'm like, what? Stacks on stacks, right? And you just forget you have it, or you know where it's at.
You didn't even know.
You didn't even know.
Didn't even know. You just needed somebody to teach you.
Exactly.
And nowadays everyone's like, well, you should know it, and you should know this, and you should know that. It's like, dude, I don't know. I didn't know 1 + 1 was 2, and then I didn't know 10 + 10 is 20.
Yeah.
And I didn't know 100 + 100 was 200 until I learned it.
Yep.
So like, how are you supposed to know the secrets of this and how to do this, or what to look for, or what not to look for? I guess.
Just chase your passion, right? Chase what you like. Set a goal, and then once you see that goal and you have it, if whatever you're doing doesn't like literally affect that goal, don't do it. Right? So it's just a waste of time. Everything that doesn't get you to your goal, right? So if something's a good deal, it might be a great deal, but it might not be a great deal for you at that time to get to your goal, right? It might take you straight over to right field, and you don't want to go to right field. You want to stay straight going to center, right?
Man, don't fall for the deals. That's like walking down.
Just because it's a deal doesn't mean it's a deal.
You got the treasure at the very end.
Yeah.
And you got something 70% off, 30% off, 120% off.
Yeah. Free. Take these.
Don't just grab it because you can or because you kind of got. Keep focused, right?
Yeah, keep focused, right? And make your goals reachable, right? Something that you can reach so you can attain, so you feel good about it, so you keep going. Because no one likes to fail, right? And most people, I'd say this.
It's
most
hard
people
to fail, but if you can get back up after the failure and
most
learn
people,
from that,
yeah, most people don't have.
Again.
Most people give up because they don't have resilience, right? They fall down and they get hit and hurt and they get butt sore, pained up, and I can't do this, and I'm gonna try something else, right? So they never follow through with picking it back.
Next one.
Yeah, on to the
next one.
So, and that's cool. Everybody's got to learn. That's the process. I'm not that type of guy. I see you mess up. I don't need to do the same thing you did. I saw you mess up. I don't have to do it, right? But you got to stick with something, man. You got to overcome what you did before to figure out if you were even successful, right? If you do something, let's say you do something, you do real good at it. You do great for your hats this year, right? You're selling 100 of them a day, every day. But then next year you're only doing 80. Are you as good as you were before? Or are you selling 120? Or did you find a better way to sell your 80 for more than your 100?
But are you you progressing every single day?
Yeah.
Period.
Yes. It doesn't have to be monetarily, right? Does it mean do I have to sell 100 to sustain what I want, or can I sell 30 to sustain what I want?
Right.
Can I get the same amount of 30 that I was getting out of 100? Is it quantity over quality, or is it quality over quantity? You choose. Both are good. I'm a wholesaler, right? So for me, some stuff's quantity, right? And it could be quality, or it could be only sell one thing. Quality, only one.
Tell us about this.
This came out of Manchester, Tennessee. Guy was a retired Korean War vet. This is his Air Force flight deck suit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's in at least 18 years, right? So World War II era to Korean War era, kind of tore up. I found it in the barn, hanging on the wall. He was also a fireman and like stuff. But like something like this, this will probably go to a customer of mine, who she does. I won't name her on here, but. She does custom work on this, so she'll patch these up correctly, and then she will put some
how they used to be.
Yeah, but she'll put her own little, flavor to this and correct the patches up a little better, take the knocks off, and she will put some hot little lady in this bad boy. And she's down Leaper's Fork. I won't tell you who she is. You'll all figure it out. This is old vintage Levi sign. Old cutout. I got this from my friend Denise and Nick Miller. They were out of Evansville, Indiana, and there is a little clothing store like between Evansville and going up into Amish country up there that had been closed. It was on the side of a highway, been closed for years. The lady's husband got sick. She reopened it after being unopened for like 20 years. And anyway, that came out of it. That was original 70s Levi's, cutout sign they got for me.
And this literally, we just sat down and we were like, look, we need some tiny chairs. And he had the coolest tiny chairs in the world, right? He's got these tiny chairs. We were going to do a thing called
1950s diner chairs.
Big Hats, Tiny Chairs, chats. But here's our tiny chairs, or some of them.
We had this has come
And
out of this estate
this
too.
just like popped out.
This is
just
like a little
it was
fold-up
the
radio.
coolest.
This is a Zenith. Have to clean it up a little bit. It was sitting in the barn as well, you know.
But it's awesome. It still has.
I don't think it hadn't been used much. Yeah, it's still
It's never been used,
yeah,
bro.
it's got the needle on it. I found this out of the same estate. This little Blatz, Milwaukee's finest. It's like a little hat.
So I mean, even
Crocheted.
just looking at all this, you're a collector of everything.
Yeah.
Not just fashion, but trinkets and antique pieces.
Yeah, I mean, I love, the thing I like is I like my era, just like everybody, right? So like, I like the era I grew up in. Like all of us are starting to collect. Y'all collect your 90s, 2000 Y2K stuff. You know, you collect stuff that had remembrance, you know, like I like the stuff that reminds me of like, you know, picking up a magazine when I was a kid that I never got. I was at my friend's house and they got that subscription. I got to go through it and I was like, man, they get BMX magazines and I didn't get BMX, man. I got National Geographic at the house, right? So I'm like, oh man, this is cool. And you know, just cutting out a piece in the back to look at something and mailing off for something. Back in the day, that's what you did. You cut out the back of magazines and mailed off for stuff and got things back in the mail, right? That's how you bought shit. But like this was kind of cool. I found this Big Daddy Rat. If you guys know who that is.
I saw some old stuff. He had some Rolling Stone stuff back there, like old magazines and like poster boards of
Jimmy Buffett stuff.
Jimmy
back there.
Buffett.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, huge collection of Jimmy Buffett stuff. I just cleaned out of an estate not long ago. Old glass like this. This is something that's kind of cool. This is old.
My dad is a glass collector. He loves glass.
It's old Vaseline. You know, it's old Vaseline bottle from the 40s. I like stuff like that. 70s.
So
right?
as you collect so many different things,
but I don't really collect it. I just buy it. I buy it to sell it. I mean,
okay.
So when you're a collector,
that's what I was going to say is doing all of this is your art.
Right.
So how would you categorize this? What would you say your art is? What is your art?
I would say my art is the flavor of putting it all together, being the cook in the kitchen, putting you with him with you, putting us all together, making my own kind of pot of sauce that just smells so good that everybody likes, right?
Okay.
So like I'm like the cook. That's my magic, right? I bring relationships together, right? I know, you know, guys that are in the business with me, they know I'm not a greedy guy. I know I put them on deals and hookups all the time because I want them to have the relationship I have, so they'll look out for me, right? We all don't want the exact same thing. We like similar stuff. If I say we're all looking for t-shirts,
Everybody likes similar things.
Everybody likes
but
t-shirts.
But not the same thing.
Yeah, everybody likes t-shirts, but not everybody likes the same t-shirts. So why be greedy on the connect?
So you like adding in a little bit of the salt,
I like to put
a little bit
Budweiser in
a little
it,
bit of the pepper,
put a little sake in it,
a little bit of steak
Yeah.
seasoning.
Yeah, just
So you like collecting all your different seasonings, and all your different ingredients, putting it together to be able to create the coolest sauce that everybody can enjoy.
Yeah, that everybody can enjoy.
Right there at the dinner table.
Yeah, and get to do it, having fun, traveling, spending time with my wife, baby.
And like you
doing
said,
fun things, right?
bringing it back around in the circle.
Yep.
You like doing this because it's something you've always been passionate about.
Yep. Mom got me into it. Shout out, Mom.
Hey, let's go.
Mom just turned 79.
Happy birthday
Well,
to you.
Anyway, we were down seeing her. It was great to see Mom. She was going through the house. You know, when people get old, they start getting rid of stuff. My mom was. She was like, she holds.
You said, no, Mom,
she had
don't throw that out.
Dining room table full of stuff, and she's like, if you want anything, you can have anything on the table. And I'm looking at my wife.
You're like, everything is so cool.
Well, it's just cool. It's like, you know, my parents traveled the world, so it was like old Danish, plates and mid-century modern,
with stories.
Yeah, stuff. She's like, oh, I got that. We were in Greece. I got that, and she's telling me all this stuff. I'm like, my wife's looking like, if you bring home those wooden bowls from Tunisia, I'm gonna kill you, because I already had a set of nice teak bowls. But my mom explained these weren't Tunisian; these were from Canada. They were walnut. So, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna take the ones from your mother that she got in the late '60s, or are you gonna go out and estate sale thrift them? I don't know. I told her hold on until next time I came through. I don't know. You can't take everything with you. You can't have everything. Got to share it, right?
Right.
Got to get it in the right hands. Everyone loves stuff.
So I guess even what you were saying earlier, you're not a collector. You like to get it, and then get rid of it.
There's things that I collect. Don't get me wrong. I have a nice collection of several things, and those are the things I collect.
What is something you like to collect?
I like to collect old military, right? So old military. I like old buttons, right? And
Buttons.
I like old buttons, and I like handmade things. So old leather goods,
I
things
might
like
walk
that.
out with this today.
Yeah, just cool stuff like that. I like to do. I like to hand wrap stuff. I like to hand stitch stuff. Just like cool things. This is kind of cool. Embroidery. That's kind of cool.
Handmade. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah. Came out of a state, right? I mean, look at that. It's British Isle style, right? With all the slave plantation. The British over there, the red coats, right? I mean, that's.
Oh.
Yeah.
We also got to show this too. A relic.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Tell us about it.
So this came out of a state I think it's 14 star.
13, 14
Yeah,
stars.
14 star. You guys can date it yourself, but 1800s. Super dope. This came out of Colioca, Tennessee. The family had been there, 200-year-old century farm, so great-great-grandparents had lived there. There was actually a slave pit on the property. It was like eerie crazy. I went to 2 of them down that neck of the woods in Columbia and Colioca, Tennessee, where I found some very early Civil War stuff and also,
All sorts
early-
of crazy stuff. It says exit. What does
Actually,
that say?
this is probably, I don't have my glasses.
Exit. Or what?
It's probably Latin across the top, just like it. That's what it always said.
Exit Arta something.
Yeah, it's probably Latin.
Anyways, this is crazy, and if you touch it, oh man, it's just very fragile. Oh, here, Jasper. Hey, Jasper, say what's up to the camera right now. Nope, you got to show your face. Everybody
Jasper's
who's just
behind the
tuning
scenes.
in.
He's just behind the scenes, like so
Jasper.
quiet.
This is Jasper
Jasper.
with an A. Jasper.
Jasper.
So right now he's just chilling with us as well. He's just listening. Show us your kicks, bro. These are his bounce shoes. It allows him to climb up and down everything. Do you collect shoes?
Not. You know what?
Speaking of shoes.
I did when I was a young cat in my 20s. I was that guy that was like every Friday going to get a new pair of kicks, buying $125.
And what changed?
I realized that like I got them dirty all the time, and I was always scuffing up a nice pair of shoes because I like to wear them. And then once I realized about a clearance rack or buying something a little bit
Shoes
cheaper,
are shoes.
and and I was like, what the hell? Now I go to the store, I'm like, they're more than $40. What? No, I'll wait till they're on sale. I take that back, man. I bought some like really cool like SB, Jordans and stuff like that, recently, and I brought some, kind of like those Columbias that were made out of all recycled materials, some Nikes. I've done a few of those recently.
Well,
so I spent about $800 on shoes in the last couple of weeks.
And speaking on Columbia, the very first thing that I walked in, I start digging through everything. I find a Columbia bag.
No, it's Patagonia.
I said Columbia. Patagonia. I have a slack line, so I got a Patagonia bag, and I keep all my ropes in it. And I
didn't even
found
show you
that,
my
and I was
climbing gear
like-
over there. I
I
had
was
some
like,
climbing gear you
oh
could go
my
through.
gosh, bro, this is it. I gotta have this bag.
I wish I could
it-
get rid of it, but it's just like one of those waterproof bags.
It's
that's
the
like
best.
So
If
hard
you-
to find.
It is a full waterproof bag. You can go rafting with it, kayaking with it. It is
Full
literally a
duffel bag size.
It's a bag of life. You can chunk it off the top of a
4
mountain.
foot.
And it will not
2
tear,
foot.
it will not rip.
Yeah.
Patagonia did their thing.
Yeah, man.
But out of everything that you've ever collected, is there a top favorite thing that you've ever had, or a top 5 favorite things that you've ever had?
Good buddy of mine, his brother was guitar tech for several bands. I'm not going to name them all, but well known, well respected. My buddy and I used to go to car shows and screw around all the time, and he'd always tell me about his brother, and I'd always just like blow him off, and then. Just as a buddy, like
Yeah.
he'd say, "Man, my brother was,"
You're like,
and
"I'm
I'd
not-"
be like, "Yeah, sure, everybody's brother's in a band, right?" And I'd walk off. So anyway, he ends up. My buddy gets cancer. He's dying. I'm over there helping him. I end up, meeting his brother and everything. And I'm like, "Hey, I heard you were in a band. Are you, in music business?" So he tells me a story. But anyway, I picked up some shirts from him. I'm not going to go into detail on this, but I got some shirts, and I've got some early Grateful Dead shirts, like late '60s, early '70s. I got a nice collection of those, and some Bad Company and some early 80s Van Halen stuff. So if y'all know, you know. But you can link those three together and you'll know who it is, but I'm not going to say it. But that's my collection of, like, that's something I would never get rid of.
Something that means a lot to you.
Yeah, just
something
because.
personal, even with your friend.
Even with my friend, but just all three of those bands, I really like. That's my era of bands that I liked in school and listened a lot to. So like, to hear those three, or to have stuff from somebody who was the guitar tech for Eddie Van Halen, like a crew shirt. Yeah,
that's
I mean,
a cool
it's like,
thing.
yeah, it's just cool. So I have a few of those things. So.
Yeah, everybody, I guess, has something that they like. We've all been around so much stuff, but to have something that is very sentimental and has a really, really good story behind it is something that is priceless.
I mean, the things that really mean the most to me are, personalized from family, right? So like my, my mother gave me, so this weekend when I was back, my mother gave my daughter a locket that had her parents, my grandparents' pictures in it. So a little 24 karat gold locket my mom took and had the new ringer put on it.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So like, stuff like that, that's something like, I cherish that would be collectible, right?
Yeah.
So.
Little trinkets.
Yeah, trinkets.
One man's trash, another man's treasure.
Yeah. So.
Golly, bro. So let's wrap it up full circle. This is just a quick once upon a time. This could be one of many because we are on a schedule. We got to get back to Texas. We're flying.
Driving.
We are flying in the van.
If that thing flies, I got to see it. It'll be like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang if anybody's ever seen that.
We're driving all the way to Texas today. Going to be working on Heart Hatter World, and then we got to go out to California. Then we're going to go be in Utah and hitting some Moab Highlines.
Damn.
So it's going to be awesome.
I want to go. Got room in the van? Can we put a trailer on the back?
We only got 2 seats in the van. The van is huge.
I can lay back there with the hats and the felt.
But it literally only has 2 things.
Yes.
Yeah, and just smashes you. I had a friend in the back, bro, a whole
I can imagine, especially like a hat mold, like those blocks of wood are solid. I've got a couple
solid,
in there.
Bro. Yeah. So we're headed back, but we met him, re-met him the other day. We
met at Music City Vintage. So can I shout out a few places here? So like some of the shops that I sell into that I like to curate for are like Music City Vintage, Black Shag Vintage, Savant, High Class Hillbilly, Backslide, and then numerous other, Graceland Revival, Champagne Hangover.
These are all here?
I'm just throwing out names of folks that are
These
shops,
are all kind of
local shops. Yeah. So like those are
keep-
shops that you should all shop, man. Shop them online. They all have online great stores, and they all have awesome retail stores. So Gallatin Road here in Nashville, Tennessee is filled with some of the best vintage shops. And where I saw you was over at Music City Vintage, and that's Trey and Justin. They've owned that for about 5 years.
It was a cool little dungeon spot. You like go down this hill and then you go underneath and it's like, whoa, what in the world?
It's real bright. They've got tons of tennis shoes. They've got T-shirts.
They got all sorts of hidden things hidden in the walls. If you go in there's a hidden Jesus. If you can find it, I'll give you $1. To the first person who finds it.
Yeah. Somebody at Music City is going to see this and be like, ting, 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 ting.
But you got to send me a picture of it. You got to send me a picture of it, DM it or something like that. And then there's also, there's also Where's Waldo. So I challenge you to find Where's Waldo. Where is Waldo?
Yes.
And then we went up to Black.
Yeah, so Black Shag Vintage, Tommy Daly.
Crazy.
Like if you haven't been in Tommy's shop or seen his online stuff, it's some of the best
It is the coolest leather. Whoever went and dropped off all this stuff, you were half a size too small for me.
Some of those are custom. So like,
man,
hit up Black Shag Vintage. Look at their website. Man, they sell turquoise jewelry. They sell leather. They sell boots.
Jackets,
they sell hats. They sell women's vintage.
More
and
jackets
they have the
and
biggest
more
collection
boots and
of
belts and
everything.
Scarves and glasses
Yeah,
and
for sure.
the coolest, rarest turquoise. Oh my gosh.
Just great stuff. If you like that rock, kind of rock,
chills.
country vibe, and you like t-shirts, he's got the best collection of rock and roll t-shirts, I say, in the country. There's other people that say different, but if you've been into shops, you've been all around the country, set up, the way it looks, it's in an old fire station.
It feels good. You walk in.
The vibe is great. The motif is great.
There's a motorcycle in the front. It's like the coolest.
It's mine. Go see it. It's mine. It's a 70 Honda Chopper.
It's the coolest little motorcycle. I was looking
it's
at it.
It's not little, though. It's like 9 foot.
I say little. It's a beast.
750 Honda Chopper with a coffin tank on it with metallic paint. Pulled it out of
Where did you find that?
Man, let me tell the story. So this is crazy. It was on Craigslist, okay? back in the day. I've had it for almost 18 years. It was on
Okay.
Craigslist, maybe 15 years. So it was on Craigslist. I kept looking for a chopper, I'd come home at lunch every day and I'd look for it.
I found
and this
me a
guy
street
had
bike.
this guy had an email, right? And I'd send an email saying, "Hey, please call me about this chopper." Would never answer it. And then one day I came home at lunch. Well, first I sent a nasty email. Said like, "I hope that freaking bike rots in your garage." Da 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 da. You know,
He was
since
like,
you
that
won't even-
guy
you
is
know,
a true.
Yeah,
He
I was-
really wants it.
I was so pissed that he wouldn't return my email. And so he finally posted a number, and I called, and he said, "I just posted that. You're the third person to call." I said, "Where are you at? What's your address?" And I got over there. I said, "Did you check your email?" And he said, "Man, we don't even know how to use the email. I don't know. We forgot to put the phone number in. We've had that edit for 3 weeks." I said, "I know." So I said, "Don't check your email," because I said
Don't
this.
check it. You're like,
So he's like, "Yeah, not
let me
gonna
show
happen."
you how to do it.
Delete. So I bought this bike for like, I think I paid him $1,600. They had got it started, and it was a 70 Honda chopper, just loaded dope. So anyway, I picked up this rad ass bike. That's how I got it.
And it's
I've
awesome.
taken it to Little Sturgis. I've taken it to bike shows. Taken it all over the place. But I finally let it rest up in Tommy's shop because it just like the motif hits
It's
his
the
shop.
vibe.
It's so badass,
It's the
man.
vibe. Yeah, if you're ever
But
in
yeah, go to
Nashville,
Black Shack Vintage, check them
You have
out.
to go to
Follow me, Nashville Vintage Wholesale.
Man, Nashville
Check me out on
Vintage
Whatnot.
Wholesale.
Nashville Vintage on Whatnot. I'm going to do a show live tonight from the warehouse of outerwear and coats. It's live. If you're not signed up, sign up for Whatnot. Put your credit card in. Spend some damn money. Buy some stuff. It gets shipped
Just
to you.
take
It's
a look
super
at
cool.
all sorts of people's different stuff, and
Yeah.
I may have
There's-
to get on a
there's
Whatnot
thousands
one day
of sellers
too.
on it. Yeah, you'll be on it. I know you will.
So you said that people are trying to get on this site, sellers,
Yes.
but it's getting a little bit harder.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit hard. So if you know a seller on Whatnot, ask them for a referral to get on. It's a lot easier to get on with a referral than
But
it is.
people are selling.
You could sell everything. There's everything
You can
from.
start at $10,000 if you want.
Oh,
You can
sure.
start at
Look,
a
I
penny.
I've seen shoes sell on there. If you go to the sneaker section of Whatnot, I've seen shoes bring 10, 12, 13 grand. I've seen 14 grand tennis shoes. Yeah, I've seen Louis Vuitton bags bring big money. I mean, there's luxury good items, there's vintage, there's
Is it with
there's
being-
toys. You
with-
can sell anything. Think of it eBay, but live selling. Okay? Instead of sitting it on a timed auction, I set the auction, I set the time.
He was like,
I set
you
the
got
price.
10 seconds, 9, 8, 7.
They see the time.
Bang! And the guy, it
Yeah.
was crazy.
We just sold a Cal Ripken shirt, like a
Oh, it's already
92 Cal
packed up.
Ripken. Yeah, we packed it up already to ship it, but 92 Cal Ripken a nutmeg shirt. It was pretty cool.
Gosh, dude. Well, hey,
Bro, appreciate
like I
you having
said,
me in.
look, this I might be taking home a fur with me, but definitely check this guy out, Chuck, the main man, over here in Nashville, Tennessee, Nashville Vintage
Wholesale.
Wholesale with a WHOLE, wholesale. So, life is good, God is great. Everybody has some type of art that they are. And they have some type of art that they love to enjoy to do. So, like Chuck said, time is very, very important. It's something we can't pay $1 million for another second. So whatever it is that you really, really love to do, don't fall for the discounts that are trying to pull you away from your goal.
Yep.
And continue to walk the straight path. Don't fall off the path because of just the trickery of the world. And realize that,
focused.
like, you know, your relationships, your special someone, your family, the people that are given to you. Your mom and dad, it may not be your real mom and dad. It may be somebody who you look as your mom and dad. It may be a brother, and it could be a best friend.
Yep.
But everybody has somebody that they can always reach out to. And at least, man, relationships are priceless. The most important things in life are not things at all.
Yep.
So don't fall into the temptation. Use your time wisely, because when you get a little bit older, you heard him. He's had it all: the cars, the clothes, the this, the job, the.
I still got them. I just don't chase them anymore because once you get them, you keep them, and you ain't always have to have something new or better all the time.
Right.
Right.
Oh, and like we said earlier, there's always something you can go get.
Yeah,
Always. There's
consumers.
always something you can go buy. There's a newer of this, a newer of that, a cooler thing of this.
Some of those are worth having. Trust me. Like phones, right? Like electronics.
Yeah, if you need a new cell phone, go get a cell phone.
Go get your cell phone so you can see yourself.
Um,
Quit messing with that busted screen, kids. Spend the $150. Get your screen fixed.
Shake my head. But anyway.
Oh, you got a busted phone right now?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't even know her. I just busted my phone.
Oh,
but,
so he
hold
does
on.
have a busted phone.
But
I can see it in his eyes.
But
Did you see it in his eyes?
fixed it.
He couldn't
I
lie
fixed
to
it
me.
the same day.
He couldn't lie to
well,
me.
no, I
He
was like, I did fix Jasper, get on. Tell him that I fixed it.
He fixed it. But I can
Broad
see. Could
daylight.
you see it? I can
did.
see it. That's wisdom. I knew. I said,
I was
do you
doing
have a
an
busted phone? He
interview-
said, yes.
I was doing an interview with the guy in Miami the other day. He's one of the top stylists for all the athletes. I ended up pulling it out and I snapped my phone in half. I
Oh
was
man,
just like,
that's
in
glory.
the broad daylight.
Yeah.
Once upon a time in the life of Chuck, the wholesale man in Nashville, Tennessee. Bada bing, bada boom. We'll see you next time. Whoa.